Knew the plant fairly well, and I was able to bring back some guys that had been there previously that we had all worked in the facilities department, and so we were able to put together a team pretty quickly to start bringing the building back up to par.
Overmeyer says Scaringe is a rock star with a vision unlike any other that'll have ripple effects into the future.
He's an inspiring individual. He's just look what he's built. I mean, he's put together the team that's brought us to where we are now.
All right, Mike Militich with that report, and he tells us there is about 130 employees at the Normal plant right now, but the company has been hiring a lot of people over the last few months, and of course, more to come. All right, thanks, Mike. Well, on September 11th, 2001, brave first responders climbed 110 flights of stairs, all to save the lives of those trapped in the New York City Twin Towers. And to honor those who lost their lives that day, hundreds of men and women across the country are recreating that very effort, including right here in Peoria at the Civic Center. Each participant today wore badges with photos of the 343 fallen New York firefighters until they reached the top of their final flight, as both homage to that hero and the family they left behind.
Stair Climb for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation to raise funds for the September 11th 343 firefighters who died and other firefighters who have passed away since then, to benefit their families, like college tuitions, things of that nature. We couldn't help that day, but we can help afterwards.
Well, after taking about 12,000 steps, the climbers rang that bell you just heard, calling out the names of each of those fallen firefighters. Well, 4 people are dead and a woman is in critical condition following an apartment shooting in Chicago Saturday night. Here's Megan Dwyer with the report.
Peaceful neighborhood. Nothing like this ever happens.
Around 5:30 tonight, Chicago police say a 67-year-old man, a retired construction worker, opened fire on his neighbors.
Families, no gangbangers, nothing like that. So it's very rare that happens over here.
Police say the man left his apartment and walked over to his neighbor's apartment.
When he walked into that neighbor's apartment, there were 4 people at the table eating dinner. For reasons we don't yet know, he opened fire on all 4 of those individuals, killing them all.
Then he walked upstairs to another neighbor's apartment and shot a woman who was in critical condition.
He knew everybody in the building knew him.
Police say he lived in the apartment building for the last 15 years. 2 of his victims were women and 3 were men, all in their 40s.
We don't know what set him off tonight.
But neighbors say there had been problems in the past, problems they never reported to police.
Neighbors in the building say that he's had anger management issues, and most of the occupants inside the building have had problems with him in the past, but certainly nothing of this magnitude.
Police say the man surrendered to them in front of his apartment earlier tonight, and he's been taken into custody.
All right, Megan, thank you. Well, turning our attention to political news, the list of 2020 presidential hopefuls is lengthy, and chances are you recognize names like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. But what about Christin Powers? The Detroit native is a Democratic candidate running out of South Florida on a healthcare platform. Powers is a scientist and physical therapist who says she plans to beat Trump using her medical background, a background she says is far more advanced than the president's and gives her the tools to combat everything from mental health to farming.
We'll take a little bit of money from the Department of Defense to defend the American farmer. I want to speed up the process of hybrid production from corn that's manufactured, that is turned into ethanol. With everything that's happening in Washington right now, it's just creating an aggressive society that is focused on hate, and I do not believe that that is a great mantra for the country globally.
Well, Powers says her campaign is underrated because she's never held a political office, but also says that is not a deterrent. Her campaign mission, make America happy and united again. Well, this weekend's Whiskey Daddle races served quite a few purposes, drinking, yes, but also paying homage to local history. Peoria was once the whiskey capital of the world with over 150 distilleries. Now, the job of the Whiskey Daddler was to transport the alcohol barrels from warehouse to warehouse. And now, years later, that tradition has been transformed into a marathon race throughout the River City, attracting thousands of folks, some who just love running and others who are inspired by fierce competition.
Before I came to this, I kind of wanted to do an hour 15, so I was a little off from that. I got an hour 16:40, something around there. I mean, I just gave it my best.